Hello guys, I'm Shantanu and this is today's current affairs from the Hindu and the PIB. The first news I have noted is a national conference on agriculture for the Rabi campaign. It was organized by the Department of Agricultural Cooperation and Farmers Welfare, Indian Council for Agricultural Research, and Department of Animal Husbandry, Dairy and Fisheries. There has been two pre-seasonal interfaces every year, one for the Kharif season and one for the Rabi season. The objective of this conference was to work out a joint strategy and technical coordination for research and development in the field of agriculture and allied sector. This forum provides a platform for finalizing the recommendations for the upcoming crop seasons. There has been discussion on emerging issues in agriculture and allied sectors. Now, in future, these recommendations is going to be shared among the states, while the ICAR institutes and the Krishi Vigyan Kendras are going to be directed to implement this in different parts of the country. If we take a note about the key areas that has been discussed during the conference, then first the focus was given at making available new, improved and certified varieties of seeds to the farmers in different states. Pesticides made up of cow dung and cow urine also appeared during the discussion. It is decided to develop a handheld device to give the benefits of the soil health card to maximum farmers. Startup companies need to be contacted for manufacturing these handheld devices. Publicity and extension in the areas of beekeeping, which is a part of allied sector, agroforestry, use of quality seeds, and adoption of the new technology is also there. Now, all these are keeping in mind the government's main objective to double the farmers' income. Issues should be addressed by the ICA in a time bound manner. So, there has been some recommendations, there has been some directions regarding who are going to implement these schemes in different parts, and there is also a time bound manner in this implementation. So, these three are very important areas regarding India's agriculture. Moving on to the next news, Ministry's message to the startup community in India. Now, India is currently changing. Actually, it's transforming. So, the startups are expected to take the advantage of this rapidly changing world, as well as they will also need to trigger further transformation for the future. So, these startups are going to guide India as well as the world for the future. Government is committed to promote the startups. Important news regarding the 51st International Literacy Day that is going to be held on 8th September 2017, based on the UNESCO theme, which is literacy in a digital world. So again, digital world is going to be very important for the near future. Different things or the different parts of these functions are felicitation to the dignitaries and distribution of the Sakshar Bharat awards to the best performing states, districts, gram panchayats and NGOs. So you can see here that the administration regarding education or literacy is actually decentralized. It's diversified. It is in the state level as well in the district level as well in the GP level and in the NGO level. So if you give rewards to all these levels, then definitely the fruit of all the hard work is going to be flourished in the last mile of our country, that is the common people. Regarding this, we need to know that during 1965 8th September, World Congress Ministerial of the Education Ministries met in Tehran for the first time to discuss the program for education at international level. And based on that particular discussion, from 1966, UNESCO, which was its 14th conference, this declared that 8th September is going to be the International Literacy Day for the first time. Now, this ILD, that is the International Literacy Day, has two main objectives. One, to mobilize the public opinion and awareness creation, and it also wants to lay stress on significance of literacy for the individual as well as the national development. So this is very important. New India we resolve to make. There has been a cultural event at Bandra railway station. Some excerpts from this particular program. Now this is going to be very important when we are going to write some essay on New India. It says that any type of violence and anarchy is a conspiracy to weaken the fabric of the country's social harmony. Now, our constitutional duty is to protect our unity as well as to defeat our evil forces. Welfare and empowerment of the poor section of the society is the key focus for the government. All sections of the society have to work together to fulfill the commitment of building a new India. Sankalp se Siddhi is going to keep focus on certain areas. There is an acronym like C3FTP. C3 means there are three C's in it, which are corruption, communalism, and casteism. Corruption is a psychological issue which is affecting our development. Communalism is a social issue, and casteism is also a social issue. F stands for filth, T for terrorism, and P for poverty. So these things need to be eradicated to build the new India by 2022. The focus areas are going for this exhibition was the first War of Independence, which was in 1857, the Champaran Satyagraha, the non-cooperation movement, the Dandi Yatra, and the Quit India movement. Now, in our near future lectures, we will move on to discuss about these five important events in the Indian history. These are going to be very important for history papers as well as in GS1, I think. Exercise Yudh Abhyas 2017. It is India United States joint military training. This is happening in United States. Multiple scenarios are going to be rehearsed during the joint exercise. The main focus for this particular Yudh Abhyas is to get interoperability. Now, to understand each other's organizational structure and battle procedures, which will give higher degree of joint manship between the armies of the two countries and which will provide interoperability between the armies. Now, if there is interoperability, then both countries can meet any unforeseen contingency across the globe. Now, the main objective for this Yudh Abhyas is to learn from each other's planning and executions. There has been discussion regarding railway safety. The main causes behind train accidents has been found to be two. One is unmanned level crossings and one is derailments due to the defect in tracks. So there are certain recommended measures also. All unmanned level crossings should be eliminated expeditiously. Track replacement should be done. Procurement of the new rails on a large scale in a time bound manner. So new rail on large scale in a time bound manner. So there is a hint that this will also boost the manufacturing sectors of India. Anti-fog LED light should be installed in the locomotives so that unhindered safe train operations can be ensured. Manufacturing of the conventional ICF design coaches should be stopped and new design LHB coaches should be manufactured. This ICF was a design of Switzerland. This LHB is a design from Germany. Now, if we want to know the differences between them, I am not going into technicalities. In basic, the maximum speed an LHB coach can suffer is 160 mph, whereas an ICF coach can have 110 to 130 km per hour only. Now, when the LHB coaches train faces some accident or crashes, the coaches don't climb over one another due to the presence of a center buffer coupler between them. Now, due to this, the train journey also means become jerky. Now, what do I mean? Whenever there is a train accident, it looks like this. But this doesn't happen in LHB coaches because of the buffer in between the to coaches. So that is important from railway safety measures. Now, regarding counter-terrorism, a canine as tactical weapon in fight against corruption has taken place. It was organized by the National Security Guard, who are popularly known as the Black Cats. Now, the discussion was mainly on the techniques of dog training and strategies to deploying the dogs in counterterrorism. We have already heard of plenty of instances where these dogs are used to find out the bombs. So, these are the important news for today. In some near future lecture, probably by tomorrow or next day, we will provide you a summary of all the opinions, those were important from this week. So every day it is impossible for me to cover all the aspects because I have a job, as well as I am also studying for the same purpose as you are doing. So by the weekends, I'm going to study about the different opinion columns from the Hindu, which are going to be very important when it comes to answer writing. So for now, it's goodbye. Have a good night.